Yet another fatal construction mishap. Massive march against Jakarta Governor. I'm Suhaila Saifuddin. This is Cuppa News. Alibaba.com founder Jack Ma, one of the top 2 richest men in China, will be advising the Malaysian government on its digital economy aspirations. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak made the announcement at an event to launch the AliTrip Tourism Malaysia initiative alongside Ma in Beijing with the objective of attracting Chinese tourists to the country. Najib also said that Ma would be attending the launch of the E-Free Trade Zone in March. The digital economy is estimated to account for 16% of Malaysia's GDP and is expected to rise. 3 former ministers are being investigated for sedition and under the Official Secrets Act for raising the 1MDB scandal in Parliament.
Apa yang dikatakan oleh beberapa orang ahli parlimen termasuk Gobind Singh, ya, bahawa kita tidak ada asas untuk menyiasat, tak betul kerana ada unsur-unsur hasutan yang dibuat oleh 3 orang bekas menteri ini. Jadi pihak polis akan meneruskan siasatan. Jadi tidak ada orang kata tidak ada alasan ataupun maknanya ada cukup alasan untuk kita menjalankan siasatan terhadap apa juga yang mereka sebut walaupun di dalam parlimen, ya. Kerana akta hasutan tidak memberi mereka immunity untuk membuat apa juga statement walaupun in parliament.
Former Ministers Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin, Datuk Sri Husni Hanazlah and Datuk Sri Shafiee Abdal allegedly breached their ministerial oath by divulging details on cabinet meetings pertaining to 1MDB in the ongoing Dewan Rakyat sitting. In a separate development, Malaysiakini lodged a report against Red Shirts leader Datuk Sri Jamal Yunos over his alleged threat to tear down the news portal's building. This followed the IGP's advice to do so.
Well, if Malaysiakini sees it that way, lodge a report.
And how does the police view this? Police will wait for Malaysiakini to launch.
Yeah, he has been making a lot of statements. You know that. Everybody knows that. And I've said that, you know. He has been making a lot of statements, but nothing comes by.
Jamal and some 50 Red Shirt members stormed Malaysiakini's office in Petaling Jaya on Thursday to demand an explanation over claims that the news portal received funding from the Open Society Foundations helmed by controversial billionaire George Soros. During the meeting with 3 editors, Jamal allegedly threatened to tear down half of the building this Saturday. Meanwhile, Bursa 2.0 chairperson Mariachin Abdullah cried harassment after the police took her statement over allegations that the group was being funded by the Open Society Foundations.
This is actually pure harassment, yeah? Pure harassment, knowing that we have been open so far and transparent on our accounts. There's no need to harass Bursa in this manner. It is mainly to stop our convoy and also to stop our rally. What is wrong with our agenda that you have to harass us in this manner? Not only just from the police, from the gangster UMNO, from the state itself, the ministers themselves. It's really unacceptable that they cannot even understand that in this country we need reform. That's all we are asking.
The allegations threatened to derail Bursa's plan for another mammoth rally in Kuala Lumpur on November 19th. Meanwhile, Red Shirt supporters who gathered at the Perdana Leadership Foundation in Putrajaya were denied entry after discovering an invitation via WhatsApp to a meeting was fake. The meeting was purportedly held to topple the Prime Minister.
Kami dapat maklumat seolah-olah berita yang kami terima melalui viral Tun untuk menjatuhkan Yang Mamak Perdana Menteri. Kami berjuangkan, kalau kita perjuangkan supaya ikut cara demokrasi, sebab negara kita negara demokrasi. Kita tidak perlu berlonggok dan berdemo di tepi jalan. Jadi kita nak dengar sendiri penjelasan Tun, betulkah tindakan begini. Itu sebabnya hadirnya pada hari ini kita.
The group was later informed by Pribumi Supreme Council member Abu Bakar Yahya that the meeting was only for party members from Kelantan and Terengganu. As soon as the government announced the end of the cooking oil subsidy, unscrupulous traders went on a hoarding campaign. Well, they better watch out as KPDNKK is nabbing culprits who will be slapped with a 1 million ringgit fine. 31-year-old supermarket owner Su Jin Yao was charged at the Sessions Court in Georgetown for hoarding 220 kilograms of cooking oil and selling the commodity without a license.
Dia punya denda kesalahan pertama adalah sebanyak 1 juta. Dan bagi kesalahan kedua 3 juta.
To date, KPDNKK has received 189 complaints against hoarders throughout the country. Meanwhile, in Sarawak, the ministry's Deputy Director Abdul Hafiz Abdul Rahim said the supply of cooking oil throughout the state is sufficient and no disruption in distribution. The agency conducted spot checks on 479 premises since November 1st and no cases of hoarding or price hike was found. A fatal construction mishap occurred at the Jalan Meru industrial area in Klang at 12:30 p.m. A piling rig collapsed onto a car, killing both the driver and passenger. The victims were identified by the Selangor Fire and Rescue Department as Abdul Rahim Abdul Rahman, 61, and Nur Hayati, 56, from Indonesia. The tragic incident took place 2 months after a crane hook fell on a car at Jalan Raja Chulan. The 24-year-old driver, Joyce Chin, died on the spot. Tens of thousands of protesters marched through Jakarta demanding the city's governor to be prosecuted for blasphemy. The protesters were led by a group called the Islamic Defenders Front.
Kami datang bersama-sama pertama untuk menangkap Ahok. Allahu Akbar. Jika polisi tidak bisa bergerak demi hukum, kami akan bergerak. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Jangan mementingkan satu orang mengorbankan Nusantara. Jika salah, hukum sesuai dengan kadarnya.
Jakarta Governor Basuki Tjahjanpurnama, commonly known as Ahok, stoked fury in September when he told a crowd they'd been deceived by his opponents who had used a Quranic verse to try to put them off voting for a Christian. He later apologized but has faced persistent allegations of blasphemy prohibited by law in Indonesia. Countdown to the US presidential election. It's been said no Republican has ever been elected without winning Ohio. The Midwestern state has seen some of the biggest election battles, and this time will be no different. Donald Trump has been focusing on blue-collar voters in the countryside and smaller cities, while Hillary Clinton is wooing more city dwellers. Opinion polls show that Trump maintains a marginal lead due to disgruntled voices in struggling towns like Middletown.
When it was great, it had been great. We had a great downtown. There were lots of things to do, lots of people.
Well, it's not the shiny city sitting on a hill that it once was. I'm not racist or anything, but I think our borders do need to be controlled, and I think Americans should have first opportunity on jobs.
Meanwhile, Columbus, Ohio's biggest city, has been the host of 4 Democratic rallies over the past 2 months. Malaysians living in Columbus believe Clinton is most likely to capture the educated voters in the city.
Republican base is usually at the urban area where all the voters are more focused on like family value, hard work, and Christian value, while the Democrats are more liberal and hence they focus more on facts.
You look at Ohio State, it's really hard to imagine that Ohio is actually leaning Republican. Just most of the time, more educated people generally are Democrats. So universities all over the country, even in the South, generally lean towards the left side. Having said that, there definitely are some Republicans here but they're a lot less vocal than Republicans in southern states because
the winner in Ohio will take 18 electoral votes. To be elected as president, the candidate will need to secure 270 of the total of 538 electoral votes. In other news, South Korean President Park Geun-hye has given a tearful apology for the heartbreaking political scandal that has engulfed her administration and said she will cooperate with prosecutors in their investigation.
국민의 마음을 아프지 않게 해드리겠다는 각오로 노력해 왔는데 이렇게 정반대의 결과를 낳게 되어 가슴이 찢어지는 느낌입니다.
Park has been shaken by allegations that she allowed an old friend, Choi Soon-sil, to influence her government. She also denied some of the more lurid rumors surrounding the scandal, including reports that she had fallen into a religious cult and conducted shamanist rituals in the presidential Blue House. A Russian-declared unilateral ceasefire is to take hold in Syria's Aleppo on Friday, even as rebels step up a week-old assault to break a government siege in the city's eastern districts. The pause is the second declared by Moscow in less than a month after a 3-day ceasefire in late October failed to encourage civilians and rebels to leave the rebel-held East Aleppo. The world premiere of A Street Cat Named Bob was held in London on Thursday. The movie is based on the best-selling book by James Bowen, a recovering drug addict whose life turned around after meeting a stray ginger cat.
He gave me a reason to get up in the morning, really, and to not just to exist but to have a life. And now I'm standing here being able to be a voice for those who don't have a voice and things like that. And a movie about a part of our lives, it's mind-blowing. It really is.
While producers had several cats on hand for the shoot, Bob also starred as himself.
Give it a try, help Bob and I.
Bob showed me what life could be like on the other side.
You want to come again tomorrow?
I wanted to apologise for everything.
I'm the one who needs to apologise.
That's a wrap for Cuppa News. Have a great weekend.